Hi everyone, this is Leslie Fywis from Tangled in Texas again. And today I'm going to talk to you about enhancers. Enhancers is something we use in our tangles to add more depth, sparkle, more interest. And there's a few different ones we use. So let's start with the aura. An aura is when, I'm going to make a circle here. Okay, if I want to aura that circle, what I would do is I would make a line outside of the circle, and that's called an aura. So say you have this shape here. And I don't see my pen. Okay. We have this shape. And you want an aura around it. So what you would do is you would just add another line, an outline, and that's called an aura. Now you could leave these auras blank. You could color them in black, or you could put designs in them. A lot of times what we do with an aura is we put little perfs, which are circles. And here are our circles. And we just fit them in between the two lines. And we would go all the way around. I don't want to bore you with that. And then what we would do is, you see these little white spots between the circles, the perfs? Well, we would go back in there and just blacken those out to give it more depth and drama. And it makes those perfs pop out. Now, we could leave those perfs empty, like they are white. Or we could color them in all black. Or we could color it in where we leave a white spot so it looks like, let me do it big here. Okay, so say this is our perf. That's a big perf. To give it a little highlight, we would color in, we would make that little box there, and we would not color in there. We would just color around it. I'm not doing a great job coloring it in, but you get the idea. So there, you would have a little highlight. Another way you could give a perf a highlight is, let's do a smaller one. You color the whole thing black. Let me make that a little bigger. And then you would come in with a white jelly roll pen, and you would just give it a highlight. Now you have to, if you're going to use the white jelly roll pens, you have to make sure that the black has dried, otherwise you're going to end up with mud. So you come back in, and this is a thick one. They have different, this is a 10. They have 5s and 8s. So I really should have used a smaller one, but you get the idea that you could add the highlight with either leaving it white or adding a white dot. Another enhancement is when we round things. For instance, whoops, I'm going to make, well, let me make this. I'll show you two things. I'll show you rounding and I'll show you a sparkle. Okay, say I want to do a sparkle. So what I would do is I would stop my line, skip a space, and pick it up. And then I would move over to a different spot, stop, and continue the line. And then maybe I would do it again, and then I would just do my lines. So do you see, let me do one more so you could see. So I'm stopping. So I'll do another one so you could get the idea. And this just adds a little sparkle to your lines without having to do anything extra. So do you notice the little sparkle here, and the little sparkle here? Now you could leave it like that, and that will sparkle a lot. Or you could add a little white jelly roll in where the sparkle is, and I'll show you an example in a little bit. So that's a sparkle. And the rounding, let's see, if we had, okay, so say I have this pattern. Okay, so what you would do here is you could add some rounding right here. Rounding is just adding some black and actually rounding it out. It just gives it a little more depth. And I'll show you an example of that too. So it just gives it more drama. Another enhancer. Let's see, do I have them all? Okay, another enhancer is, well, let me show you some examples, and then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. In here, we have the perfs going all the way around. And around the perfs, I have an aura that's a semicircle around the perfs. So there's two enhancements. And in this one, we have the perfs, and you can see I blackened around the perfs. Now here you could see I did the what do you call it? I went out of my head for a minute. The sparkles. And what I did was I added a little, it's reflecting off the bag, the light, I'm sorry. Let me take it out so you can see. better. So what I did was I added a little white jelly roll where the sparkles are. But adds a little sparkle, so it adds a little interest. Here is where I added the white jelly roll to the black dots. Another enhancement you could do is you could add dots to the background. That's always a good filler and enhancement. On here, I use little tiny perfs all around this line to give it more interest. And here we have rounding. See right here, we rounded the points. And so it just gives it a different look, a more finished, polished look. And here we have lots of auras. I have the auras here. I have the auras here. This is aurid. This aura was colored in. Here we have auras and some perfs. So it just shows you, that just, finishes it off nicely. Just gives a more dramatic look to your tiles. Here we added some perfs every now and then to give it more interest. And here I added dots to the background just to fill that up. And here we added a lot of perfs around this shape. And here we colored in the auras. I just want to give you a lesson on how to make perfs or circles. Lots of people will watch the tip of their pen, and that's not where you look, because when you look at the tip of the pen, you end up with something like that. That's a sloppy, messy circle and unacceptable. What you do is when you make your first mark, you look at that. Okay, you can't see. When you make your first mark, you look at that mark, not your pen, and it completes the circle. Sorry, that circle wasn't really a good circle. I'll do it again because I took my pen off. So as soon as you put your mark down, you watch the mark, and then you'll always have an enclosed circle. May not be a perfect circle, but that's okay because there's no mistakes in Zentangle, and there's no such thing as perfection. You just do the best you can. You just don't want an open circle. You want the closed circles. And shading a circle, if you have like a whole, I'm just doing this really fast. Okay, if you have a whole bunch of circles and you want to shade it, what you do, instead if they're too small to individually shade, you would just come in with your pencil and you would put a little graphite down on the edge there. And then come in with your tortillon and just smooth it out a little. You don't want to cover all the perfs, but you see how it looks like it's shaded now. Yeah. So that's it on enhances. I'm sure you can make up some more of your own. I just wanted to go over those so that you could add that to your Zentangle drawings, to your tangles. And if you have any comments, questions, or if you want to show me what you were practicing, please put it in the comments. And I would love to see what you've been up to. Tomorrow I'll come with another new tangle. And if anybody is interested in a Zentangle 101 class, please let me know and I'll get that arranged. In order to go further on in your tangling lessons, if you're taking classes, everyone has to take a 101 class, because we go over the basics of Zentangle, the ins and the outs, and how to do certain over-unders and auras and a few other things. So I hope you enjoy these classes, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.